Diva. That's to you, Annie.
Oh God. Oh God. Mine's saying
Are you
I'm
okay?
it's saying I'm trying to reconnect and that I don't have
Can we do a
stable.
check-in?
Can you hear me? Hi, Diva.
Hi, Diva. Ninth time's the charm.
Okay.
Oh,
What's up?
it's good to laugh. It's good to be free. I'm drinking a Haywell Energy and Focus. Okay, have you ever? Did I take you to whenever, or actually bleep that, bleep that, bleep that? Because I'm open to corporate sponsorships with them.
Okay.
I went to this little boutique grocery store in search of a yerba mate because
Okay.
that is all that I wanted this morning. They did not have yerba mate, and that makes me sick. If you're a like boutique, like upscale, like Whole Foods adjacent grocery store and you don't have yerba mate, that's violence.
Yeah. Do you like it sweet or unsweetened?
I like it sweet.
I like how I like to drink my caffeine in the morning. I like to drink
Matcha.
no milk, no sugar, on ice.
Oh, this makes me sick. I hate cricket. That's absolutely disgusting. Also, the fact that a wig matching your hair exactly is hanging on the wall behind you is so insane.
I do want to say really quickly about the wig, really quickly, is that I was taking a certification test for substitute teaching, and they asked me to remove the wig from the background.
That rocks.
Okay. That's all I had to say.
So our first guest is one of our favorite comedians. Whenever I lived in LA many moons ago, the very first open mic that I ever went to in Los Angeles, I think I tell our guest this story before, I can't remember. It was Rachel Friedland's open mic. Couldn't tell you where it was at the time, but I went with I was like so scared. I'd never been to an open mic in LA. And so I took my friend from college, and it was just, I mean, it was an open mic, so it was hell. And then this performer goes up to the mic. Some of the craziest things I've ever heard. This performer just starts screaming about how their pussy smells like gasoline. That wasn't you?
No, it was. It was.
Oh. I was like, I swear to God it was you.
That sounds like me.
Wait.
And I literally turned to my friend from college and I go, comedy's not dead in this town after all. I swear to God. I swear to God. I was like, I'm safe here. I'm safe
Wait.
here.
Oh, I was gonna say the first time I saw this performer was at Piggy Time, where you were doing that bit where you had a ghost dragging you across stage while you tried to do stand up, and I said, surely this person's on ABC or on a primetime Fox show. I said
on Fox News. Surely this person's a talking head on
yeah,
Fox News.
looks like you stole our hearts, Orin.
Producer entering the chat. Annie's video has dropped. Orin, we're so excited to have you. We literally told Annie, or whenever, like, Annie and I were, like, conceiving the pod, and we were like, who's the first guest gonna be? We literally said, like, same time, no hesitation, Orin. What are you up to? How are you doing? How's your day? Tell me now.
Well, I was 15 minutes late because I was crying. But it all worked out. It was one of those situations where I was doing yoga like I do every single morning of my entire life. And yep, that's right. That's why I have the splits on both sides. And all of a sudden I was like, my neck and head feel weird. And then I was like, oh, I'm about to freak out. I'm about to cry. Oh, my neck and head feel weird. What could that be? And had to phone a friend. So, but now I'm doing great. And I have some thoughts about the yerba mate thing.
Okay, yeah, let's get into this. What are your thoughts on yerba mate?
Which is just that I love it. I think it's great. It's like crack. Like, if you drink a whole can of it, you go crazy. Where'd Annie go?
Okay. Sorry, guys. I wanted to find a way to make it about me today.
So I think, Orin, we're so excited to get to the meat and potatoes of the convo. So what we're wanting to do is just talk about, like, we have like sort of 3 little segments: mind, body, spirit. And we kind of sort of started talking about this a little bit, like with your yoga practice. Would you say, like, for you, like, yoga is like more for like your body or like your mind for you?
Well, which is which, right?
Well,
Don't even get me started on body mind.
of course.
To answer your question, really, that is my answer.
I think that's an amazing answer. Do you like Pilates or just yoga?
I don't do Pilates like at a studio, but I mean, I do ab workouts all the time, and I'm very interested in my deep core. So, I mean, I think I love Pilates. I just don't have, $30 a day for it. But
Yeah,
exactly.
It's kind of obscene. Even to do yoga, I mean, to even go to a yoga class here.
No, I just do it in my room. I have my own practice because that's how long.
That's the
I've
way
been
it
doing
should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Private practice. One time, Jacob and I went to a Y7 class together in 2019, and I didn't realize 5 minutes into the class that they like locked the fucking door, and I was like, oh my god, I have broccoli cooking at home, and I was like, I can't leave. Like I felt like I was not allowed to leave, so I was like, I'll just let the broccoli keep cooking. And then also he didn't ask for a towel, so he was like slipping all over the mat.
Oh no. They shouldn't have let you do that. They should have made you have a towel. That's on them.
I do think I lied whenever they were like, have you done hot yoga before? And I was like, obviously. Who do you think I am? Okay, so for what I've been doing for my mind this week, I'm actually very glad Orin, you specifically are here, because Annie wanted you to be part of this conversation. Mm-hmm. And for context, this is the only season of it I've ever watched. I'm obviously very aware, like, as a cultural, like, moment of, like, Sandoval. But I started watching this season of Vanderpump Rules. And for my mind, I don't think it's worth it. I'm not interested. It's been so boring. And here's my thoughts before, like, we get into it. What feels like is happening this season is it actually feels very, like, parallel to what's happening with Real Housewives of Potomac, where it feels like none of them are actually friends. They have no glue of like they don't work at the restaurant anymore, so they have no like nucleus of like a place they need to be where they have to interact. And obviously I understand, like, in real life Sandoval is like the villain of all villains, but in the TV show, honestly, I'll say it, I think Ariana's the villain, but because she's making it to where the cast like can't ever interact and like they can't have like scenes together. She's trying to be a producer rather than a person on a reality television show. And that's my hot take.
She's trying to have boundaries.
But she's on a reality TV show. Okay, that's the whole point. That's her job.
But she doesn't control anybody. These people are all deciding to listen to her, and she could just say, I don't want to be there. You can be there if you want. And then a lot of these people, like Sheena, are little BBs, and they can't handle disappointing somebody.
But Sheena's the only one Sheena's the only one like making anything like interesting happen on the show, because Ariana should have like I loved her reunion look. I didn't watch the reunion from last season, but I loved her look. That's what this season should be for her, is she gets like really fucking hot. She enters into a throuple with a gay couple. She just like glows up, and like she's not giving us anything other than being like, I don't like him, but I'm choosing to live with him, and I don't know, it's just boring. It's so boring. I'm sorry.
But you also haven't watched any other season.
That's
so
the problem. This is the thing. That's your problem, is that because if I was coming into this having never watched any of the other seasons, I'd be like, what's happening? Yeah. But if you are tuned in, if you're looking for all the different ways that narcissism can present in a person and in a friend group, if you're like psychoanalyzing everyone because you've known them intimately for like 12 years, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. It's the opposite of boring.
Well, I mean, I am... You just can't be like, he's not that bad. If you have seen his years of how...
Well, no, so here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying.
He is so scary. He is so scary.
I completely agree with you. I'm not saying Tom is like not a narcissist. Well, I completely and wholeheartedly disagree there.
And he's hot and I want to be with him.
I'm like not saying he's like not a narcissist. He's like the most narcissistic person on the show. But that's the thing. I am watching a show. And Tom is giving me a show.
That's true.
As narcissistic as he is, and he's like is Satan himself, but he's giving me TV, and that's what I want. Ariana's not giving me TV this season.
Yeah, but she had to give you TV last season. If you had watched last season, she was giving TV.
Then take a season off.
She's doing the best she can, and she's letting other people do what they want.
Well, then she needs to step up if this is the best she can.
The thing is, you need to watch Lala and shit. So you're just acting like Ariana because she's at the crux of the Sandoval. You're demanding a lot from her, but like we've had people act worse than her, and you haven't watched it.
Lala's bringing it too, and also I feel like what Lala said
agree.
about how what she went through is worse. I'm like, that's actually true though. What you went through is worse. It just wasn't on TV like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I agree that Sandoval's bringing it. That's why I think he's hot. That's why I'm into him. That's why I want to be with him.
So what exactly is the appeal for Sandoval, sexually, physically, for you?
Number one, I like the way he looks. I always have. Number two, I'm attracted to narcissists, I suppose, is what I keep learning about myself, is that charisma, uniqueness, what's the other one? Nerve and charm.
Talent.
Yeah, nerve and talent. I'm just like really into that. The way they bring it, I'm like, confuse me. Do it to me. Ruin my brain.
Have you gotten to meet him in person? Because I know you met Schwartz. Have you gotten to like embrace Sandoval at all?
No, I've never met Sandoval, and if I did, I'd pass out. I'd throw up all over him.
My friends went to Schwartz and Sandy on Friday night. Schwartz and Sandy's Friday night, and he was there.
He was there?
And yeah, he was there with Jax. And
Oh my god.
And were they doing karaoke or something?
They were just like at the bar, and Jax was fully wearing all of his merch for his new bar. Like for the Jax.
Jax is so gross.
Also, wait, why is it called Jax's? It should just be called Jax.
Right. Jax's? Jax's?
I think he's trying to work with the weird plural of his name already, because a Jax sounds like S.
No.
Right.
Orin, I want to hear about your experience meeting Schwartz.
There's an amazing picture where we like took a picture together, and he's like touching my face. Like I was a little drunk, and I pulled him in like really, like I was like holding him really tight. Because
It's giving like sorority. It's giving like sorority party.
Oh
and
my
yeah,
God.
his hand is on my face. I grabbed his waist. It was really cute. He was so nice. And then I got drugged.
Whoa.
And then I was throwing up for like 15 hours. So.
Do you think it was Schwartz?
Well, people always ask that. I go, I don't know. There's no way for me to know.
You don't. There's no way.
No, I don't think it was Schwartz. But I was looking really hot that night. I was dressed up like a girl. I was running all around, not watching my drink. And yeah.
Oh my God.
You're saying I was dressed this way.
I was dressed like a
blaming
slut.
yourself.
I mean, I am to blame.
Oh my God.
I am to blame.
Oh. That does lead in. Me and Jacob didn't discuss what we were going to talk about, but that led into my mind stuff, which was I began watching The Valley, and it's kind of interesting that we're paralleling Vanderpump. Orin, have you watched The Valley yet?
I haven't watched it yet, but I am planning on it.
So I was going into it being like, this is not, how am I even going to care about it? And you watch the whole first episode, and then when they showed the teaser for the season, then I said, this is for me. Because at first you're like, I don't think this is going to be good for me. It's just a bunch of like pregnant, like that's newly married couples essentially. And then when you see the destruction that's going to happen on the season, you're going to get hooked. I will say though, there's a scene where they're golfing, which I did want to talk about. And I know you guys haven't seen it, so I can describe it to you, which is they're at like a simulated golf court. Like it's like a room with a screen, and then you like you golf and it just hits the screen. Have you guys seen this?
Oh, why do people do that?
I was going to say it really bummed me out. That's kind of the worst scene in the show where I was like, why? Surely there are open golf course type things in LA, right? Where you can just...
It's like indicative of like the Valley. It's like...
Completely.
Why
God does not exist in the Valley.
You guys, I can't believe I'm saying this, but what is the Valley? I don't think I understand where the valley
The
is.
San Fernando Valley, is that what it's called?
Because I have no idea. I think I live there, technically.
That's what I was gonna say, though. I was like, what falls into the valley? Because I don't understand. Like,
Studio City, Van Nuys, North Hollywood. Would Burbank be the valley?
Well, that's my question, because I'm kind of like on the edge of Glendale, so I don't think I'm in the valley. Like
I'm on the edge of Glendale.
Because I live in the San Gabriel Valley, but that's not the same valley. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. I hate the valley. I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's well ventilated. When I think of the valley, I don't think of good ventilation.
No,
and I just don't think of like, there's nowhere good to eat. There's nowhere good to go. I can't go for a walk. If you live there, you're busted.
Yeah. But there's IKEA.
There is IKEA.
Why
is
would
the
you
new
want to go there?
Whenever I lived there, they were getting ready to like completely transform North Hollywood, and there was going to be like a Trader Joe's, and like,
please.
did that ever happen?
I mean, go ahead, put a Trader Joe's there, see if that works. You're still busted. Oh wow, Trader Joe's. You can't get produce there. All the meat's nasty.
That's true.
Dude,
Frozen food loaded with xanthan gum. Go off. Put a Trader Joe's in.
It's just all guar gum, wheat, and soy.
Literally.
The number of times I've been at Trader Joe's and I'm like, this looks great, and then you're like, contains wheat, and you're like, why?
You're like,
Why?
how? How does
How
a
am
frozen
I?
berry have wheat in it? What'd you do to it?
I was just going to say, I feel like this Trader Joe's conversation kind of perfectly leads us into the next phase of the convo. It was like talking about like the body.
I can't shop there. I can't shop there, not because I think it's a bad place, but I literally
think it's
realized.
a bad place.
I realized I have to. It's only for parties, picnics. Like if it's like it has, I can only go there for an event. I can't go there to do my regular grocery shopping because I'm coming home with like the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
And I was like the dips, like, and I think Orin, you can speak to this because Orin kind of led me into this journey of I've been really taking sugar out, and I feel incredible, and I still have it from time to time. But all the dips in there are like
Loaded
with
They're
sugar.
candy snacks.
Or sunflower oil, safflower oil. We're not supposed to be having that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
What
Canola oil? Why does this hummus have canola oil in it? Why would you do that to it?
We just got to know from our producer, for people that are in New York listening to this, that you can get the cheapest butter in New York City is at Trader Joe's. So that's a high quality.
Go off,
if you
get
need,
your butter.
I think if you need buttermilk and eggs and stuff like that, but I don't think I'll ever go in there and then not get distracted by, the razzle and dazzle.
Yeah, it is all like a performance. You go to Trader Joe's for the theater of a grocery store, not for the actual groceries, if that makes sense.
Do you shop, like, can you shop there and not buy stupid shit, Jacob? Do you have the...
Well, no, I do shop there, to be honest, because it is like cheaper than like the regular grocery stores, and I'm not going to go to Aldi just because like Aldi stresses me out. There was always like, they're like missing stuff. I will say whenever I went to Trader Joe's like a few months ago, there was like randomly like an Irish cashier. And it was sort of like deep in like the like my sister's stuff, and he was like asking with like his like Irish accent, which I won't replicate, like what have you been up to lately? And I was kind of trying to just like skirt around it, and he was like, oh no, what have you been up to lately? And I was like, well, every day is a nightmare, and this is the first time I've been grocery shopping in 3 months because my world's falling apart. And then he was just kind of like, okay, and then just silently bagged my grocery. He like had no follow-up. I was like, you pressured me into like this conversation, and now you're just like bailing. Like, this is on you. I like take no.
Typical Irish.
Yeah. I like inevitably always answer them real. Like when they ask me how I'm doing, I can't lie because the thing is, if you try to start to lie to them, it's like then it's awkward because it's like I always tell them what I'm doing or how I'm feeling, and I don't think they ever want to actually know.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, I mean they're
like
they're doing their job. I'm at a Trader Joe's, so I'm in a bad mood. So I'm I'm gonna be blasting that through them.
I never feel connected to source whenever I'm at Trader Joe's, I will say.
Dude, the same with Sprouts. And Jacob knows I'm going to Sprouts.
No, whenever I'm
love
at Sprouts, my vortex is in the receiving mode. I am like
Sprouts is the
receiving
only place I
messages.
shop. It is the only place I shop.
Have you been to the one out here in Alhambra?
No.
I think I used to Instacart at that Sprouts.
It's a vortex. It's just like I go in there. It's like I think the ceilings are really low.
Ooh.
I only go
lethal.
there to buy. I only go to buy my date syrup there.
Oh my gosh. The one in Burbank is like literally like We Spa. It's like perfect.
Oh,
People are cruising.
I am at least.
there's a really good Sprouts in Eagle Rock, like near the DMV. That's a really good Sprouts.
Good to know.
I do like Alassan's, but I know they're also kind of not good.
I love Lassen's. I know they're like Christian and weird, but I don't
I
care.
know.
Really?
Yeah, they're like closed on Sundays and they like hate gay people or something. But
Oh,
I'm like,
Chick-fil-A vibes.
whatever. This gay person is stealing protein bars by the handful.
I love that.
The smell of Lassen's is really good. It like really hits as a health food scent.
Oh my god, those raw wraps. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Wait, yeah, with the mango and the cabbage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, all the flavors. They're so.
I can't eat
fucking good.
cabbage.
Oh, like
Why not?
digestively.
Yeah.
Even
What if you
it's
cook it?
raw?
Oh, raw is so much worse.
Raw is
Really?
crazy, Orin. That's crazy.
Wait, for
Okay,
my
body.
body? I was gonna say I have, and I hope I can get y'all's advice on this. I can feel my cardiovascular health being like tragically affected because of my caffeine intake.
Oh.
I'm
much
like
are you
my
drinking?
heart 400 milligrams a day, like well because I have to drink my Alani Nu
What's that?
pre-workout powder.
No, you don't.
That's like
you don't have to do pre-workout.
no, listen. If I do not take caffeine before I work out, I'm not gonna work out.
Well, then
And I
make
need to
that
work
a-
out for
The
my mental
workout
health.
is the endorphins. Like listen, when I was a kid, I'd come home from school. Now this is what I do. I'd wake up 5 a.m, go to spin class at the YMCA, then go to school, then come home. I go, oh mom, I'm so tired, and she'd go, that's the perfect time to go for a run. It's when you're tired. And while that was not okay, I now, as an adult, whenever I'm tired, I go, oh, I don't want to work out. I know 10 minutes into the workout, I'm going to be soaring.
Yeah.
I've never
endorphin- you
experienced
just-
that in my life.
You just got to get
Really?
going.
Here's the thing. I've like tried to go caffeineless at the gym. I will raw dog going to the gym. I will be like, I'm going to do like a little, like, 5 minutes on the treadmill, just like get my blood flowing, sort of like adjust to being here. I do the 5 minutes on the treadmill and I'm like, I have to go home. And I just will leave.
Well, that's because treadmills are terrible. Don't do a treadmill.
boring.
Get on the exercise bike and put on the Real Housewives and just
Yeah,
do
watch
it.
a
Do it for
show.
20 minutes.
Then I'll just go home. I promise if there's not like caffeine like roaring through my veins, I just like cannot do it.
Well, I
Well,
believe
then
Yeah.
why don't? But okay, are you having other caffeine besides that? Like, why don't you just only have pre-workout?
Well, yes. And then also part of it too is that I have to work out in the morning. And so then like I kind of have the crash later in the afternoon. And it's like I don't want to go to sleep, and so I need something to like keep me up so I can like keep going throughout my day. And so then I'll go for a yerba mate, or right now I'm
You're
drinking
in the afternoon.
hey well
Yeah.
I can drink caffeine at 9 p.m. and still go to sleep at a normal time.
Doesn't
That's like
matter that you can go to sleep. Your body's still pumping it through.
Jacob, I'm actually on the same page as you. I drink a lot of caffeine all day long because I need the speed. I have
So how do we
speed.
exactly? And also here's it like to also like acts like as like an antidepressant for me in a way that like SSRIs have never worked for me. Like they work amazing for some people. They've just never worked for me and my home and my family and my business. And I just like it. That's what like keeps me going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like roiding on it all day, like absolutely raging.
Yeah,
Flying
yeah.
around, vacillating between the highs and the lows.
But how do I get off without having a heart attack? How do I find something that like gets me going other than just like pure source energy, I suppose? in the same way that caffeine does.
Did you just scare
I don't
yourself?
think you actually are gonna have a heart attack. I think it's fine.
It feels like I feel like
I think that's
tightness
just
in my
anxiety.
chest.
That's just anxiety.
I mean, honestly, like, the reason why I used to drink so much more caffeine, and then once I got sober, caffeine became, when I would drink it, I would be like, it would be like a fucking drug. Like, and I was like, oh my god. I would, like, break cups because I was doing the dishes so fast. Like, I was just like, I was
I've done
sending,
that.
like, I was just, like, blasting text messages at, like, 1 p.m. and forgetting who I was texting and for what. And then I started reading about cortisol, and I started, because I was waking up at 3 a.m.
Oh my
every night.
god.
No,
We
hear
could
me
spend
out.
we could do a round table on cortisol.
I'm waking up at 3 a.m. thinking, oh my god, I'm connected to, like, it's a witch energy, like the witching hour, and then I read an article, and they're like, no, your cortisol's dropping at 3 a.m. Like, that's what's happening.
Or maybe it's dropping because of the witching hour. Don't discount that.
I gotta plug my phone in since I'm doing
Do
this on
you
my
guys
fucking
do
phone.
protein? Do you do like protein powders?
I have
Yeah.
my favorite
Protein and creatine.
Okay, what do you do? Because
Creatine?
I'm kind of new to it in the last like year, and it's been kind of scary.
For just protein.
Yeah, I'm just like I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't have a good. I like have been bouncing around. Right now I'm doing the Thorn Nutrition like creatine. I'm adding that to my
Love Thorn.
smoothies, but
Love
I
Thorn.
don't like it because it's making my protein smoothies like bubbly. I really prefer the Alani Nu creatine powder because it just sort of seamlessly blended with my protein shake, and like there wasn't like a textural difference afterwards.
I feel like so many protein powders have so much shit in them, and they have like pea protein and shit like this that makes me feel so bad.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they're made of Polly Pocket clothes.
Well, I'm doing a whey protein. Cause yeah, the vegan proteins I don't like the ingredients, so I'm doing just like kind of like a basic whey protein, because I'm not lactose intolerant. Right?
I was gonna say I can't do that
We
because
are.
whey hurts my belly.
Dr. Diva is famously lactose intolerant.
I'm
Yeah.
allergic to everything except for that.
Well,
I
congratulations, that's huge.
I think you're evolving, like, because we're the ones that aren't. We're devolving essentially.
Yeah.
But I did use this one, and it's like kind of expensive, and I don't have it every day. But it's only 4 ingredients, and it's this thing called like the chocho bean, and it's like a flour basically, but it doesn't fuck up my digestion. It's just that and like vanilla and monk fruit and sea salt, and it's like 20 grams of protein.
I hate monk fruit.
I was
with
just
a
about to say,
burning
monk fruit-
passion.
It's nasty. Like what's going
Thank
on?
you,
Like,
thank you.
I mean,
it
if I
just
have
it gives it that flavor where I'm just like, what is this?
okay, fair.
I'm like a dog that just ate something weird off the sidewalk. I'm like,
Yes, me too.
get this out of my mouth.
That's fair. I guess when it's in a protein shake, when I have like 10 other things, like peanut butter and stuff, I'm like, I don't remember you.
Yeah, you really have to mask it. You really have to mask it. whenever
Honestly,
you're
like
working with
all
monk
the
fruit.
sugar alternatives, I'm like the stevia. I'm like,
Oh,
the erythritol or whatever. I'm like, I'm literally terrified and my stomach hurts. Like,
Yeah, it's not. You're like, I might as well just have sugar.
like,
yeah.
period.
Okay.
Or I might as well learn to live without.
I know. Well, you've taught me that. I really have minimized my sugar, and I feel so much better. My forehead, not a single bump. I used to have tiny little bumps on it, and now they're all gone.
It's true, the inflammation. It's crazy.
Body-wise, I will say I've been just working out-wise. I'm not even working out anymore. I'm just power walking with a weighted vest on, and I'm listening to. I'm listening to investigative podcasts at the same time, and
What are they investigating?
A weighted vest?
yeah, like 4 pounds, nothing crazy.
Where did you get that?
Amazon.
You can just wait. You can just
Orin?
wear like a dog.
Yeah. And I'm walking around with my pit bull. Like, I look like a cop. Like, I'm just, like, walking around South Pasadena with the vest
Do I
on.
need a weighted vest? Should I get
I'll
one?
link you. I'll link you, Orin. It's pretty
my
great.
God.
Wear that when
I'm
I'm on
listening-
my bike.
That's what I do. I do it on my bike, too.
Whoa.
Oh.
Because I have PCOS, so they're like, I shouldn't be doing, like, high-intensity shit. They're like, do it low.
Mm.
Because the whole point is,
interesting.
when you have PCOS, if you're doing it high intensity, you're just causing stress. So then you
that
you
makes
like
sense.
you get more symptoms because you're stressing your. I didn't know this last year, Orin. I was drinking pre-workout, doing 45 minutes on a Stairmaster, and then I was also drinking pre-workout before going to a Pilates class.
No, 45 minutes on a Stairmaster.
That's wild.
It was really. I think back to last year and how like maybe volatile I was, combative.
You needed to learn to love yourself, because someone who's spending 45 minutes on a Stairmaster,
That's self-harm.
that is not someone who knows self-love.
Okay, but now I do.
Sort of transitioning from Annie looking like a police officer and self-love. Do we want to get into the spirit portion?
Yes.
So I just wanted to bring forward, I don't know how, like, if y'all experience the same thing, but it, like, so my apartment, like, is haunted. This is, like, not something that, like, I am, like, alone in. Like, several people have, like, said that they've seen things, or if they haven't seen something, they just, like, feel the energy. And Annie already knows this, but, like, I live in, like, a historic, like, Ukrainian cultural district. And so it's like really old buildings, really like cool, beautiful architecture, but always around the full moon, I like sort of like the shadow people emerge.
Was that last night? Was the full moon last night? Or
I
tonight?
believe it was last
Coming.
night, which was in Libra, which obviously, Libra vibes. I'm all air. But so yeah, I just like lately around like the full moon, specifically this one, I'm like, just like the shadow people are like kind of like just like zooming past while I'm doing laundry, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, it's like
you
not
see them? You see them?
You just feel it?
sometimes I just feel it, and then other times it's just like a flash, and then other people have seen like full like apparitions in my apartment. Like someone saw like a man like army crawling through the hallway. It's like I'm not alone in this. And so my thing is, I don't feel like it's not like a malevolent spirit or presence. It like is somewhere between neutral to benevolent. And actually the like little shadow people, the frequency I've been tuning into lately with these little critters, I feel like they're feeling a little, and like I kind of love this because it's like springtime, a little like mischievous, like a little fairy like thing. Like I think they're here to like play a couple pranks.
Oh my gosh. I'm so jealous.
So can anyone relate to that?
Yes.
I don't think my home has it inside. I think there's sometimes bad energy outside.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's about every 3 months a car crash outside of my house.
There's a vortex. There's a vortex.
There's truly a vortex because Sean and I will drive and be like, sometimes when we're like, how does it happen? Like I try to imagine how it could happen because I'm like, this intersection's not crazy at all. Yeah. And about every 3 months I hear the screeching and then a crash will happen outside.
Whoa.
So that's something else, I guess.
Oh
but I
God.
do feel when I stayed at your place, Jacob, in August, we didn't talk about this. I don't remember you ever telling me that ahead of time.
I intentionally withheld it from you because I knew you would have feelings about it.
Why do you think I could not sleep? I was trying to sleep in every room in your house. I couldn't sleep.
It's a very psychically charged place.
I felt like I would hear creaks a lot, like creaks in a way where you're like, oh, I kept thinking someone was walking into the room I was sleeping, or the area I was sleeping in.
No, there are like psychic forces at play in my apartment. And here's the thing, I'm comforted by that. I'm comforted by being like, well, of course not. You were psychically disturbed the entire trip. But I love knowing, like, as long as like they're not here to like, like be evil. I'm like, this is your place as much as mine. Like, just because I'm the one alive doesn't mean like I have any more right to this. I'm not an imperialist colonizer of this space. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I'm here to share that. I'm gentrifying the space. Yeah.
Wow.
Have you ever seen a ghost, Orin?
Yeah, duh. When I was a little kid, I was like so psychic and always like tapped in and like.
I could tell that about you.
Yeah, and thank you. And
I mean that earnestly. I mean that earnestly.
Yeah.
Thanks. I mean, I still kind of am. Like, honestly, like a lot of times, like when I'm giving a massage, I will I will know what the person's thinking, but I'm like really humble, so I won't be like, haha, I know what they're thinking.
Can you give like an example?
Yes, I can. Like one time, I'll give two examples that are
Okay.
both really good. One time I was working on my friend, and when I was working on his hamstring, I felt that he was feeling that he hadn't been touched in a long time. Like, I just knew that he was thinking that. And then after
Yeah.
the massage, he was like, oh, when you were working on my leg, I got emotional because I was thinking about how I hadn't been touched in a long time.
Whoa.
And I was like, whoa. Another time, and this is like a slightly different example, I was working on a friend, and we had been in Greece together for the summer, like at one point in the summer. And at one point during the massage, the image of this place we had been to in Greece, this like little beach, popped into my mind, and I saw it really clearly. And after the massage, he was like, oh, at this one point, I just randomly started thinking about that beach and that day at that beach.
Whoa.
And that kind of happens like all the time.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And I also like, I'll have like the same dream as friends a lot, or like I'll dream about a friend, and so
How do you
yeah.
protect yourself psychically while you're doing such intimate body work with people? You know, like,
When
can
I
you set like
first-
psychic boundaries, or how does that work?
Like when I first started doing it, I was really bad at that. And people would leave, and I would feel really overwhelmed with emotions that I knew were not mine. Like I would just be like, ah. And then now I think it's just been, because I've been doing it for like 5 years, like just having practice of being like, okay, like I'm separate from them. And sometimes it's even as simple, like if I start feeling myself getting enmeshed, just being like, Annie has red hair, I have blonde hair. Annie is tall, I am short. Just like really basic things that are like, our bodies are separate.
Yeah.
That'll help me just like stay in my own self. But it has taken, and just like knowing that I need to be taking care of myself, and I need to be in like a good grounded place before putting my hands on somebody. That's really helpful too, like not getting like frazzled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you like sort of like center yourself like before you go into those like body work sessions?
Definitely like my daily stretching is a big part of just like everyday grounding. And then like honestly like cleaning my space and setting up. And then when the person is on the table, I leave and I go and I wash my hands. And while I'm doing that, I'll like put like a hand on my chest, and I'll just like take some deep breaths and just kind of like feel good before going in. So there's like a little routine.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, as one of your clients, I can say it's great and it works. And if
my
you're in
gosh.
LA, Orin's a great, what would you say, bodywork masseuse?
Yeah, like a body worker, I guess, or like massage therapist. I love working on you.
I'm tight. I'm freaking tight, dude.
Oh.
How did you get into that?
When I first started dating my ex-boyfriend, he was just getting certified, and I was
Come
like,
on.
oh, that seems like a good job to have.
Yeah.
And I'd always thought, I was like, oh, I'm so awkward. I'm so bad with my hands. I'm so bad at touching people. And then I very quickly was like, no, I have a gift, and I'm way better at this than he is. And then he got really jealous.
Talk more about that.
He got really jealous. He was always like, why do you have more clients than me? Blah, blah. I'm like, because people like me, bitch.
Yeah. Also, like, you're so strong. Like, if someone would ask me, I'd be like, go to their, like, look at them doing gymnastics, and then imagine that power in their hands. Like,
How
the
do you
power.
feel? How do you feel like your gymnastics journey have there been any parallels with your gymnastics journey and sort of your psychic journey, or your spiritual development?
Oh my gosh, yes. Because I'm so bad at gymnastics. Like, I'm literally... It
Well,
takes
one,
me
don't say that about yourself.
Well, just hear me out. It takes me years to learn things that I see friends come in and learn in 2 weeks. Like, it takes me so long. But that's kind of what I like about it, is like, I really have to reckon with the parts of me that are like paralyzed by fear, that feel the need to be the best, and if I'm not the best, I
Yeah.
want to quit. Like that, like perseverance is something that I'm coming up against like every single time I'm there, and I've really just gotten so in touch with like my perfectionism, my fear, my body. Like I've had a total transformation in terms
Yeah.
of my body
That's
and how
so
I feel in
great.
it. Yeah, and it's like something I love too. So it's like, oh, I keep coming back because I love it, and that's really powerful.
How long have you
Yeah.
been doing it?
And
Like, oh my God, like so, like maybe like 6 years or something.
Whoa.
Kind of a while. Yeah, you wouldn't know it. That's what I'm saying.
That's not what
no.
I am so inspired. Like whenever you post videos of you doing gymnastics, I think that is so cool.
Oh my
Like I'm
gosh,
obsessed
thanks.
with it.
Thanks, guys.
I do think it's like, yeah, it's so important to like I mean, especially if like 'cause everyone here pursues comedy in this chat right now, but it's like having something that's like, because I don't know about you guys, but I think for all of us, maybe like starting out doing comedy, that was the enjoyable thing to do.
Yeah.
And then if it's like become more of trying to pursue it as a career, then you're like, who am I?
Right. And it,
yeah.
yeah.
I've been really inspired by you with gymnastics too, where I'm like, oh yeah, cool. Like there doesn't have to be, like, it can just be something you always wanted to do, and then you're like, why not? I'm an adult. I can decide that.
Literally. Yeah, and it's possible to just like get better and better. Like
Yeah.
just because you're kind of bad at something at first doesn't mean you can't like figure out what you're good at within it. Like
Yeah.
even though I can barely do a cartwheel, everyone says like I have the posture of a high elite gymnast because I'm all about the dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So-
we see that. We see that. And we can even see that right now.
It's
You
all
know.
about the lines.
I feel, I guess this is part of Spirit, if we're still doing Spirit, where I'm kind of, in terms of what you're saying, Orin, I'm starting to work with my dog to be an agility dog competitor. And it's similarly where I'm like, I don't have any, I don't have, like, all I have is a dog. You know what I mean? And, but I'm working with her to get her, like, I have to really train her to not be reactive, and we all know she is reactive, but to get into those spaces, and it's something that I'm, like, intimidated by, but I'm also like, oh, I'm so excited about it, because also it has nothing to do with, like, anything else in my life. Like, it doesn't have to do with comedy, it doesn't have to do with even, like, trying to make money, it's just, like,
Oh
this
my
thing that I want to
gosh.
learn. I'm excited, I'm nervous.
That's so good. That I almost just started crying for some reason. I was like, that's amazing. I love dogs that can do tricks that are amazing. Like it drives me crazy.
Because I work with a dog trainer just in general, and Jacob knows him, and he's just sort of, I think he's going to be on, we have to have him on the pod. It's going to be kind of crazy.
100%. Yeah.
But he's this incredible man that I met at a laundromat in 2018.
Tale as old as time.
I think I like to do that. But he was like, yeah, you can totally, because with the agility dog stuff, he was like, most of those dogs are actually like in crates at the competition, so it's not like they're gonna be interacting as much. So actually, once I get her recall down, because she just has so much joy when she's doing all these tricks I do with her, and I'm like, okay, this could be good for both of us, and I'm really excited.
Aw.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's so cute.
Yeah, because whenever
Damn.
I see pit bulls doing agility, I'm like, that's so beautiful.
It's literally so beautiful. I think that they are such amazing dogs. Meanwhile, my dog pooping and peeing on the floor every day, biting me nonstop, put his paw in my eye this morning. Like, I let him do what he's demanding peanut butter all hours of the day, and I'm giving it to him.
You're just spoon feeding him
Like,
peanut butter.
literally, he has now learned that if he just, like, stomps his little foot and, like, threatens to bark, I'm like, here! Like, I'm doing the opposite of training.
How long have you had your dog, Orin?
Like 3 years.
Oh,
He's
how
so naughty.
how old is he?
He's so cute.
He's like 6.5.
Whoa. Do you think he's your soul dog?
Yeah. He's
Aw.
literally perfect for me. And we fight a lot, but that's kind of like what I need. Like I need an outlet to be like the thing that's wrong with you. The thing that's wrong with you is that I give you everything you want. Like I'm yelling at him all the time, the most vile, abusive shit. But that I need an outlet for that, you know?
Yeah.
Of course.
Because then I'm picking up, giving him kisses, going, "I love you," and you know I'm not perfect. Like,
You get to you get to act out the play. You get to have that play with him. You know?
exactly, and
And
then
no one's
people
hurt.
don't have to deal with that. It's just the
Exactly.
dog.
I had.
Like, oh.
You say your
Oh,
thing
okay,
first.
No, I just wanted to know if Fred is your soul dog.
Yeah, and does he behave?
I love Fred. Here's the thing. I will preface this by saying this. I love Fred more than anything ever, but he's not my soul dog. And he's in the room with me. No, I think my soul dog was the very first dog I ever had whenever I was like a kid. So that's what I mean. Like that was like the one that like he used to. I was like, whenever the school bus would like come to my house, might bite onto the strap of my backpack and walk me down to the school bus, and then like wait at the end of the driveway until I came home.
That's too
What
cute.
kind of dog?
A yellow lab, because my parents are Republican, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, and also I made the discovery like recently that like I view myself as Fred's father, but and I think this is part of our relationship issue. He thinks I'm his big brother.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. No, that's
Does he behave
complicated.
generally, or is he naughty?
He loves screaming at the top of his lungs, just sort of all the time.
How about you tell Orin what you put on every single time you leave, and if you leave 3 times in a day, you put it on and you start it over. Every time.
So Fred, he's a Sagittarius. He's a fire sign. He loves people. He loves traveling. He loves sound. He loves music. If I could escape.
Tell them what DVD you're putting on from the very beginning.
Well, it's not a DVD. I use my
giving DVD. It's giving DVD.
I use my Max subscription, and I put on the extended edition director's cut, the Two Towers, like the Lord of the Rings movie, because it's like 6 hours long, and so like usually I'm not like gone for longer than 6 hours, so like it'll be playing, it won't turn off, so I just like put it on, and like he has something to do, he has something to watch, and I say, okay, Fred, I'm gonna put on your dragons, and then I leave, and like he comes back and he's like, Sam's gay, you know.
But
Does that work? Do they need to watch TV?
Oh, I put Great British Baking Show on for Pearl, and she loves it.
Should I put on TV for my dog?
It would change everything.
Here's the thing. This is why I disagree with what Jacob's doing, because I'm like, you're not watching that show every day. But so I'm like, I put on a show I would watch, like reality TV or Great British Baking Show that Pearl's accustomed to. So it's almost like she might think I'm there.
Oh, because now, Jacob, your dog is associating that movie with being sad when you're gone.
But I like watch Lord of the Rings. I won't watch it. Obviously not every day, but like, and it's also something like I'll put on the Lord of the Rings music just like whenever I'm working though.
Okay.
Oh,
That actually,
okay.
I didn't know that. Sorry, I didn't know that. On my honor.
Yeah.
Wait, I do have a quick question though, Jacob. How come you don't stop it and then like if you go out again, start from where you stopped? Why do you start it over if it's 6 hours long?
Fred really loves the opening credits.
It's yelling. It's like yelling and fire.
It's like a dream sequence that like I think someone I'm trying to remember how it starts, but like someone like dies like at the very beginning, but then they wake up and it's a dream and it's like no. And I'm just like, all right, Fred, I'll be back.
No.
I'm going to the whole.
I think Pearl's my soul dog. Pearl's my soul dog.
That's obvious.
Also, like Jacob, you were saying that your relationship's complicated. With me and Pearl, I'm her mom and her girlfriend. Like it's both, and her and I both know that, and it's safe.
You
like,
think there's
I know
a romantic attachment?
There
Have
is
you seen-
and sexual.
Not sexual, please don't say that. But if you see the way
That's not how Pearl sees it. That's not how Pearl sees it.
if you see the way that
Pearl wants you.
kisses me, there's like the kissing is really wild.
And you
Like,
say it's not sexual. And you say it's not sexual.
I'm not touching my dog, but I wouldn't say she hasn't thought about touching
but
me.
honey, she's touched you.
Charlie Jolly's time.
I've never thought about what my dog thinks I am to him.
Oh,
Because-
you should journal to this.
Oh my god. Because, I mean, in my mind, I'm like, right, like, I'm his parent, but then whenever I have a guy over, he flips out. Like, if I kiss someone, he can hear it from across the house, and he runs full speed in to ruin
you're together.
Of-
You're romantically.
Yeah. Hey, Orin, I have one question. Are you polysecure with your dog?
No!
And if you're not,
that is good.
fix it.
Is it because I let him sleep in the bed? Should I make him sleep in his own bed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's gonna break my heart.
Do you guys have like Jack and Jill sinks and like you like turn off the like night? You both have your own nightstand.
I do love that video of Laurent of your dog just really getting into that baby lamb, the lamb chop stuffed animal.
Yes.
Watch that.
He sucks on it. He nurses on it.
Wait, speaking of having a sexual relationship with our dogs, which I don't have, but I know that you two share a beautiful sexual relationship with your dogs.
Demisexual. It's demisexual on my end.
It's not sexual at all on my end.
Well, we don't know that, and I want to be like open to that possibility for you two to express yourselves fully and honestly in this space.
I love where I'm at. I love where Pearl and I are at.
Only have sex with narcissists, not dogs.
Dogs could be narcissists. I live with one.
Actually, yeah.
But I wanted to say, would this be a good time to? I feel like we've talked about our mind, body, and spirit. If we wanted to do some boundary setting.
Boundaries. I was trying to say it at the same time.
All right, ready? Or do we want to say it again? Do we want to do it on 3 or after 3?
After 3.
1, 2, 3. Boundaries.
Boundaries. Hey, it was synced on my end. I can't believe I'm doing this whole podcast on my phone that I'm just holding with my hand.
Wouldn't have it any other way. So Orin, and for our listeners at home, put your paws up. Sort of after we've had this very intimate and gorgeous conversation about mind, body, spirit, our connection, everything, we want to take this time to practice some radical vulnerability and some shame resilience, of course. I've never experienced shame, so I can't relate to that, of course. But yeah, so we thought it would be very natural to, after this conversation, just set some boundaries with each other, with a concept, with ourselves, with some. Annie has left the chat.
Can you see me?
I can now.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so I can actually, because it's kind of already come up, I can go first with what my boundary is for this week. We've already talked about it, Trader Joe's. I went there. I was going to make the Jennifer Aniston salad, which she actually has come out and said, I've never had that salad in my life. But you have to make the vinaigrette dressing, or not a vinaigrette, just the dressing has lemon juice in it. And you need 4 lemons to make it. And so I bought the bag of lemons from Trader Joe's. And it was kind of the bag it had the holes in it, whatever. But they were so close together that it was basically opaque. I opened the bag of lemons whenever I get home, covered in mold.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
They were blue lemons, and that makes me sick, and it's disgusting. Yep. And then here's why I got confused. I had to make a vinaigrette at home because I didn't have the lemon juice. And so Trader Joe's, I'm setting a hard boundary with you.
That's great. You're just not going to go.
Well, I didn't say that.
Well, no produce. Because their produce is nasty.
100%. I also heard they're randomly one of the biggest corporations who union bust, which I'm just throwing. I guess that's an accusation, an allegation.
You know what? I've heard that too. Not come to think of it, I've heard that too.
So that's my boundary this week.
That's your boundary. Okay, I think that's healthy.
Thank you.
My boundary.
Do you guys respect my boundary? Do you guys respect my boundary?
Yes. That's what I've been saying since the beginning. Is don't go to that dump. You dumpster diving if you're going there. Might as well eat Little Caesar's pizza out of the dumpster.
Speaking of dumpster diving, I've been following this woman on TikTok. She's been dumpster diving at Home Goods. Oh. Genius.
Whoa.
Blew my mind. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I interrupted you, Annie. I just needed to make sure you guys affirmed my boundary.
And that's important. We need to do that after every boundary to get affirmations. I think my new boundary is I'm not telling people anymore when I'm upset with them. So I actually think
all the time?
I just think that Jacob pointed out to me, he's like, you're the opposite of a no worries girl. I don't say no worries. I say actually, yeah, this is a worry. You canceled on me. I do that. And I actually think I could do less of it. Because I think I'm
just letting it go.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok where she was saying, let them. And I was like, that is so novel for me because I do often, I'm like, and I understand if it's someone you're really close with and it's like a productive conversation you need to have, but I do think Jacob has heard me left and right, like, initiate conversations that like truly like this person doesn't care. So I'm trying to like not do that, and I want to just be kind of more like this kind of girl that's like truly no worries. Like I want to be her.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you have to learn to swallow it. You have to learn to, like, when you start feeling an uncomfortable feeling towards something, you just go, You just go, no, their feelings are more important than mine. Their feelings are more important than mine.
Maybe I said something instead.
Yeah, exactly.
What's hard, though, is balancing, like, swallowing it, yet maintaining the throat chakra being wide open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wide,
Yeah. Well,
see what I mean?
okay, I did a clairvoyance session for my birthday last year, and she asked me to say the word power 3 times, and I did, and she was like, that was like really hard. Like, that was really hard to hear.
She was like, that's disgusting. That makes me sick to my stomach.
She was like, that's it? Like, that's you saying it? And I was like, oh, I could go again. She's like, don't. So...
Don't?
I think that I'm trying to work on my power, and I think I give my power away when I'm always telling people that they hurt my feelings.
Oh, interesting.
That makes sense to me. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think I've always thought of that as like, I would appreciate someone told it to me, but I think sometimes I'm overly direct. I think I'm a little bit too direct. So, I'm trying to work on that.
Whoa.
I uplift and affirm that boundary.
You do?
I do too, and I have to say it's really inspired a boundary for me, which I think is the opposite.
Okay,
because
good.
I also am like, there's no way you could get me to say power 3 times out loud without sounding like a total fucking idiot.
Orin, say power out loud 3 times right now.
No! It won't come out.
Orin, say it now.
It's so crazy to do it. It's so crazy.
There's no way. And part of my little freak out this morning was I was thinking about this scene in this show that I'm in where I have to have this like angry outburst. And last night at rehearsal, the director was like, who you guys know, Jensen, was like, have you never yelled at somebody before? And it was so humiliating because I was like, actually, I really haven't. Like, actually, what I do is, like, I get mad, and I go on my computer, and I, like, write something nasty. Like, I've sent emails before.
Yeah.
But I've sent 4-page single-space, like, letters absolutely destroying people. Yeah, I have ruined lives, but not face-to-face.
Yeah.
I gotta have a couple weeks to work on it. So, I feel, even, like, as I'm on HRT and, like, as my voice is changing, I feel so much tension. And I think a lot of it is emotional. And I think it's because I'm never telling people when they upset me. I'm always like, it's fine. I can handle it. I can handle it on my own.
Yeah.
And maybe I need to start
I'm giving that to you. I'm giving it to you.
Give it to me. I take it.
Orin, what's your
give
sign?
to you. I'm an Aquarius.
I'm an Aquarius rising. Air signs, of course, we're like, it's fine, we're just gonna, like, let it go. Like, wait, everyone on this chat's an air sign.
I don't let it go. Are you joking?
It's all 3 air signs. Whoa.
I grasp on like I'm holding onto the back of the truck as it drives away. I'm never letting go. Like, it's visceral.
Don't you have Earth in your chart?
Scorpio moon.
Oh, for some reason, I thought you were a Capricorn moon. But I think it's the Scorpio moon that's
Capricorn
doing
rising.
this. There's your problem, love.
But Orin, I support and validate that, and I want you to speak up more, and I want you to tell us, like, if you are mad at us right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
wait,
there
yes.
I go.
Yeah, Orin, do you have any boundaries you want to set with either of us?
No.
Hey, Orin, we're actually going to want you to set some boundaries with us right now.
No, thank you.
Okay.
We get an email later.
Yeah. In 3 weeks, you get a 6-page email. Absolutely eviscerating you. I sent like 3 of those emails last year because I went through these 2 nasty breakups, and I tore those men down.
Wait. This is the perfect transition. Nasty breakups, tearing them down. Because the next, after boundaries, we wanted to get into accusations and allegations. Orin, do you want to address or make any accusations or allegations?
I mean, legally, I probably shouldn't go there.
No, you should. We actually have a full legal team.
We're protected by the law. This podcast is protected by the law.
It's freedom of speech, and I have it.
Well, I'll just say this. One of my ex-boyfriends, who's the one that I really let have it, and probably not the one you would wish, but the other one, for some reason, got the full extent of my wrath. He sent me an email the day before, so we hadn't spoken, because in my letter, which was sent almost a year ago, I was like, don't even look at me ever again. I was like, if we are in the same room, you look away, bitch. Like, you leave. And then... Whatever, time has passed. I haven't heard from him since August, when he emailed me and my other ex-boyfriend, CC'd us, and was like, hey, like, I can totally show to, ex-boyfriend A, B, who's the one who I sent that email to, B was like, I can totally show A, like, the letter that you wrote me that said everything I did wrong to you, like, and I'm angry. Like, veiled, like, but CC'd him, like, it was addressed to both of us, being
That's
like, hey,
wild.
like, it was so bad. So I hadn't heard from him since then, because I was like, obviously I'm not responding to that, like, you're sick. He emails me the day before my birthday, 3 sentences, including the subject line. The subject line is,
I'm sorry, I can't. Sorry, what the burger, salt, Sex in the City.
The subject line was, would you feel comfortable talking about everything? The body of the email was, I'm so sorry, Orin. I miss you so much. And I went, bitch, what are you sorry for? Because I have found out multiple people that you've cheated on me with since we broke up. I have found out so many things since we stopped speaking. So what are you sorry for? And what do you miss? You miss lying to me?
Did you actually say this?
No, I didn't respond because I know my silence. I know that my silence is actually the most hurtful thing to him.
It's power right now.
I know that.
I agree with you.
Because especially with a narcissist, and he, is diagnosed. And he told me that when we first started dating, and I said, I don't know what that means. So I dated him.
You're like, sounds beautiful. Beautiful name for a girl.
I literally was like, everyone has a problem, and that is, I'm sure, like, that's a you know, so.
Wait, so what's the accusation?
What is the accusation? Is it against myself for dating these? I accuse myself of getting into these situations and not learning, continuing on, and really just still thinking Tom Sandoval's hot for some reason. Going through all that and then going, you know what? I would date Tom Sandoval. That's my. I had an accusation when I first started, and I got lost in the details.
No, I can feel it though. You're just in a way, you're also accusing him of being of sucking, of absolutely sucking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the CC is actually
That's
I've never
wild.
heard it.
No.
And a man.
I need to start CCing people as part of my daily practice.
Like
right?
crazy to CC and to address it, to say, dear, blank and Orin. Yeah.
Well, Orin,
sorry.
I was just good.
No.
You say it first.
Personal question. I'm not gonna ask on air.
Oh, okay. I will. Orin, I was just gonna say I witness, I celebrate, and I make space for your accusation to yourself.
I feel awkward that it wasn't really one, but
no, I think it was great. And I memorize it, I document it, and I paint it.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Annie, what's your accusation?
Mine's actually kind of an allegation that it actually might become a real allegation. Like, I might go to court. Like, I might go to a small claims court, which is my neighbor with the 3 Great Pyrenees dogs. That he leaves them out for 10 hours a day. They're fine. They have food and water and shade, and they love to be outside. But they bark truly. Today is like the only day they haven't barked, and they're massive. And we texted him, and we texted our landlord, and we were like, "This is the penal code. This is the penal code in South Pasadena, and I might take him to small claims court."
Over the dog's barking?
dog's
It's a
Or
nuisance. It's a sound nuisance. It starts at 7 a.m. and it goes till 6 p.m.
Ooh.
That's too much.
What's the conversation with the landlord been?
We texted him. It's been going on since January, and we texted him the first week, and we were like, "Hey, this is the deal." Like we've been sending videos so that there's like a paper trail situation.
Yeah.
And they were like,
Okay.
okay. He was like, well, he's gonna get them bark collars, and we're like, and I hate that idea that this dog's just being like, mini shocked all day. But whatever, like he did it, and it's still like, I'm like, these dogs are massive, and I'm like, they want to be protecting you from wolves. They don't want to be like, they're just barking at a mailman. And we texted him twice, the actual tenant. We're like, hey, like, Sean works opposite hours, like he needs to sleep, all this stuff, and he was like, sorry, he's a teenager. The dog's a teenager. And I was like, okay. And he has 3 though. He has an old one, a middle-aged one, and then a puppy. So I am heavily considering going to small claims court.
Oh my god.
Well, we
God.
make space for the judicial system for you.
Yeah.
I feel bad, but I'm just sort of like, I can't do anything. I can't film anything. I can't like do any audio. Like I can't do anything or write. And my nervous system is like,
Ugh, that would drive me crazy. Loud noises, full
Well, especially-
blackout rage.
I know, and like I feel bad for Pearl because Pearl's like not barking at all, but she has all that like reactivity from living on the street, so she's like twitching, and I'm just like, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't move this far away to, so
Yeah.
I guess mine's not really funny.
No, it's
But
really
it's
funny.
real.
I'm just not laughing.
Okay, Jacob.
My accusation that I think I've like already shared. I may have said this in whenever we like recorded our little mini trailer thing before. But the more that I sit with it, the more that like I can't let it go. I think my colonoscopy was fake.
What?
So, Orin,
Yeah.
essentially what happened is not January or not February 2024, but February 2023, I had a colonoscopy the day before Valentine's Day, which
My
rom-com
birthday. That's my
vibes.
birthday.
Whoa, I see that for you. But basically so they like didn't find anything in the colonoscopy, which I don't believe because something's wrong with me for sure. But then the guy like closed his practice like almost immediately after that.
Oh, yeah, that was fake. They didn't do anything.
So
They didn't do anything.
And your results were normal.
yeah, and I'm like, there's nothing about this that's normal.
No.
So that's my accusation.
Oh my
Okay.
god, how terrifying.
I know.
Do you think
crazy,
they
right?
do you think they even did it at all?
Well, I don't know,
I think
but
they
now
did
like
something else.
I think the issue I'm like moving forward with, even if it was real, if he closes his practice and I want to like if I see a new doctor and I'd be like, oh, I had a colonoscopy done, and they were like, oh, can I see the results? I'd be like, well, the guy there was, you know what I mean? The office is closed. I wouldn't know who to contact to get that information shared.
So now you have to get another one.
I don't know. I'm not like, I haven't come up against that, but I'm probably the type of person who should get kind of regular colonoscopies.
Should I get one? Is that
yeah.
something we should be getting?
According to TikTok, which is of course the Bible, people are getting like terminal colon cancer younger and younger.
Oh my god.
And so like people should be taking care of their gut health.
I think it's like after 30 you should get one. I think that's the rule, and I don't think you're 30 yet, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay, you have time.
Wait, Orin,
That's
can I
fine.
ask your age?
I'm 29.
Whoa, I celebrate that.
How old are you?
I'll be 29 in
Accusation.
October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
age,
So I am not quite the same age, and yet I am edging towards it.
Well, I only just turned 29 in February, so
How old
Wait.
do you
But
think
that
I
one.
am?
Wait,
24.
20? Yeah, 24. Your behavior makes us think 24.
Thank you. I'm tall for my age.
Orin, I have loved having you on.
We have love.
We knew. No, Annie's been messaging me separately, being like, "Can we wrap this up?"
This was a mistake.
No, our instinct was right. Our intuition was right. Our vortexes were in the receiving mode whenever we both like simultaneously said Orin has to be the first guest on Dr. Diva. And And so, like, now to wrap it up, we understand. Do you want to plug what you have coming up for the listeners?
Yes. So I'm doing a play that I wrote, and it's the first 2 weekends of April. So it's the Friday and Saturday, the 5th and 6th, and then Friday and Saturday, the 12th and 13th.
Where's it at?
It's at this like warehouse. We're turning a warehouse in Koreatown into a theater. Jensen is currently there doing construction, rigging lights, putting up curtains. It's going to be so cool. He got like food trucks. There's going to be a bar. We have a mezcal sponsorship, so there's going to be it's like going to be so cool.
Where can people get tickets?
They can get tickets at the link in my bio on Instagram or Jensen's as well.
We can also post the link to it when we post.
Yeah,
the
maybe
podcast.
post it because I'm like, it's not like a. It's like on. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
it's not like a venue, but you'll be able. You can. Yeah, you buy the tickets directly on the site.
Yeah, if you go to my page, that you can find them there for sure. Yeah, because it's not a venue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. I'm so insecure. I'm like. Oh my god.
That's why we have a producer.
Well, my Instagram, I'm like pulling it up, like I can't remember it. Yes, I can. It's my name is really annoying. It's at MAGICALCAGNE. I need to change it. It's not magical anything. It's Maggie Calcagne, which I don't even go by anymore. And
I didn't realize that's how your last name was pronounced.
Yeah, everyone thinks it's Calcagne, but I'm not that stupid. I'm a little classier than that.
Well, I wish I could see this play. It sounds amazing, and it sounds like not just because you're like, I think one of the funniest working comics of our time, and I'm not just saying that, but like it sounds like you're not just putting on an amazing performance, but like the whole experience with like the food trucks and everything. It's going to be a really cool time for everyone.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not just like funny, it's also kind of like scary and like drama, and there's original music, there's like a whole like, there's like a whole bed bug situation, there's like a dance piece, like it's like for real, like a whole thing. That's why I'm freaking out. I think I bit off more than I can chew.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be
You're
amazing.
gonna pull it off.
Thanks,
I already know. I have no doubt.
Are you guys plugging anything?
Just my monthly show at Eli T Bar here in Chicago and Andersonville. Come hang out. Come see me.
And then I'm doing my show again, Night at PDA on April 21st. So
wait, that's
gonna be on it.
That's the next day of my show, April 21st.
Okay, so LA and Chicago, you guys both have things to do now.
Whoa, that's crazy, you guys.
Yeah, I'm so happy you could be on this, and my technical difficulties. I apologize. Over here.
I saw it coming.
Same.
From a mile away. Alrighty, well, thank you all for listening to Dr. Diva, and tune into more episodes coming up in the future. We already have our next few guests lined up, and yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty awesome vibes.
And stay amazing.
Find us wherever you listen to podcasts.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.